Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. And right now we are starting with the freight line to the distribution yard on the left hand side, where the freight train is currently making its way to. On the right hand side we have the main line currently splitting for an approach into Berwick-upon-Tweed. It also has some modern signage which I am going to be removing fairly shortly, if not in this video, certainly in the next one. And then over to the far left we have this bridge that I was working on in the last video, or I started working on. So in the last video I was doing a little bit of freight work, not a lot. It was quite a slow paced video, but towards the end of it I started working on this bridge. And this bridge and this junction is going to be the focal point of today's video. You see, I want to get this running properly, designed properly, and be able to get freight over to Maryport, which has a freight station waiting, or a freight platform at least, waiting for goods to be transferred. So make sure you stay tuned for what is going to start becoming a relatively complicated junction in more ways than just this bridge, and I shall talk more about that after the intro. Right, introduction over, and what I am going to do is, odd as this may sound, delete the bridge. Now this is not because I'm not going to use the bridge. Oh no, the bridge is going to be there. But in the last video I made the bridge in a certain way, and that way is going to change. So that is why I'm doing what I am doing. So, from here on out, the bridge is going to be accessible from here. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to start with, this is going to be a very strange crossing, because I need to have it pull up in front of this signal, but at the same time this signal could cause us problems. So there is a lot that I need to potentially figure out, but this will do quite nicely before the signal. I'm just going to do a double line like that with a potential, let me think, go along there, you'll come back along here, and you have your option. No, a slip switch is not something that we need. We'll bring this up to 40, and temporarily, for the shortest amount, which will be about here, we shall have this running alongside the main freight approach. So that is that bit there. After that, we are going to peel it off in a very gentle fashion and start climbing. But as you'll notice, I'm going to drop the, I suppose the tunnel height does not matter, the minimum bridge height to as low as I possibly can. This, by the way, is an experimental setting that you can activate. It actually is something I'm using to replace the zero height bridge, and I'm hoping that it works. And there you go, it does sort of work. Bridges are still an issue for me for some reason. Obviously the zero height bridge has its uses because you can have a bridge at zero height, but for the most part I will not be using the zero height bridge, choosing instead to use this one. Now I just need to work out what, I think this is probably the best option. that I have. So go ahead and do that and deal with the issues of the bridge for now, but there we go. Now I may be able to somehow fill this area in. I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to do it just yet, but I should be able to do that moving forward. Now, because I'm at a height that is now accepted as a bridge, I could, in theory, have the bridge cross over, but I want it to be a little bit higher than this spire here. So I'm going to just continue raising it just that little bit more. 68 meters up. Oh, bridge is still causing problems. That should be higher than the spire. And now all I have to do is try to work out a crossing. And there it is. Now the problem with the crossing is, look at that mess. So to me that does not look like a very tight bridge, but clearly it is. So instead I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to not have this collision and still have a relatively okay curve, which is probably that one there. Now I could just press build anyway, but that would be silly. And I think one of the options that I can take is the demolition of this section here. I think is probably quite necessary. I need to work out what I'm going to do with this, what was planning to be a river, because before this I went and stuck a railway down there. Not ideal. So I need to make some sort of decision on that. Here we go. Now if I do this, this should in theory allow me to have a fairly... oh dear. Apparently not. Apparently there is no valid way for me to do a curve like this. Wait, there must be. If I press build anyway, this could break everything. Then I just demolish that bit. Would it happily... no. Just wants to put the exact same piece in. So that is the annoying part that I'm currently having to deal with. Now I could attempt one of these and see if this helps in any which way. And the answer to that is also a resounding no. What if I pinned it from this side? Try it over like this. Oh, there was something there. In theory, what I could do is I could have the lines going around the bridge, which does happen. But this is already a mess as it is. So realistically, what I want are lines that do not do this. What about this outer one? Would this outer... the outer one is happy with it. So I'm going to take the outer one, because that was very quickly happy with that. And then suddenly, as soon as the inner one comes in, it wants to make the same mess as before. hang on, hang on, hang on a minute. Now this is looking a little better. Little janky on the walls, but that is looking substantially better. There we go. So this is very similar in height to what we had before, but it is a much gentler slope, and it is 2-track. So that is the important part. Now, the next part is, how do I connect it onto this track? That is the next question that I'm going to have. So it isn't too high up, so that is not a problem. And I think that we really do need to have it doing this. This is very important. In fact, I want to intentionally try to have... This is more for aesthetics. I'm trying to intentionally have a small bridge here that the road has to go through. I remember a road in London that used to do that. You go around a corner and it's literally, whoop, bridge. And this is very common, actually. This is actually quite a common thing. That bit there is a bit narrow. I may work on that a little. And so if I bring it in from there and start lowering it, perhaps I could just run along this farm. Up to where though? Could I just run along the entire route as 4-track? That isn't... For future use, that could be a good idea. So I will consider that. Try and make another one of those small pieces. There we go. Excellent. I may drop these all a little bit, which I can do if I want to do so. So this is just a little higher than I might want it. That's perfectly alright. And then as it comes down here, how far down does it have to go before it reaches? Well, I mean, that is pretty much down to ground level. So I'll run this here and then just peel it in and hope for the best. That could be a thing. And in order to do that, I'm going to leave the tree line. This is going to be the weird bit. I'm going to leave the tree line but destroy the farmland. So it is going to look... It's going to look a little bit... I want to give it a little bit more interest. I just want it to look a little bit more interesting. There we go. Could do the same thing here. And then that should... If I break this, and I want to connect it here, I suppose. Do I want to connect it here or do I want to connect it up here? No, I'll just connect it somewhere here. So I'll break that. This will become a smaller farm. And we have this weird double crossing coming up, which actually, that pans out almost perfectly. That would be straight. But I think I want this to move ever so slightly in this direction. Okay. Same thing here. And then, I guess, We need a junction that does something along these lines. Like that, and why is that construction not possible? Why was that not possible? There we go. And like that. No, come on. There we go, like that and like that. And that would be where the freight connects. I do not particularly like how this has panned out. So, time to fix that. With a far more gentle turn. As seen there, that flattens out, which is okay. That can become posts only. That is okay. Here comes a train. This might actually lead to something a little bit more interesting as well. But I'm not sure I can pull that off, because you'll see here we're starting to get a bit of a triangle, which means that we can have trains going in this direction should we want to. Unfortunately, this triangle peels into there as opposed to... Is this even going to be a possible corner? It actually is. That is a possible corner. It would be a shame to... It would be a real shame not to make use of the fact that we have that. So, as I said, this is going to get a little bit more complicated. Just a little. That 80 sign can go. Do not care for it. How far back do I want to pull this? Pull it back to about there. Broken the fence on the other side. That is okay. 4 and 2. Oh, this is all going to have to end at 4-track as well. Just been thinking about all of this because of the sheer amount of traffic on all of this, in all of these areas. Surely this whole thing will need to be 4-track at some point. Which, here and here is okay. This bit could be a problem unless I push the 4-track on this side. Which I could put 1 track on this side, 1 track on this side, and see how that pans out. Okay. This is called future-proofing. So you turn around that corner and then immediately I want you to not do that. You turn around that corner and then immediately I want you to... Wait, first stay at your designated height. Let's first do that. Can I do a double? So... Stay at your designated height. Okay. Okay. Try to get the second one in now. Following the first around. Trying to keep the same size of... No. You are ruining the size of that bridge. There it is. not quite. Come on. You can do this. Also, not quite. Okay, that's okay. What we will then do is start dropping this. Let's just get this bit done first. Ah! Oh, I guess we could do that. It's a little steeper, but I'm sure it can handle it. Oh, wait. Why don't I do this? There's the 40. How does it manage to get from that 40 to there? How steep is that? The answer is very. So maybe drop it from here to that and see what that looks like. That is also rather steep, but maybe manageable. Is that going to be manageable? If not, I can always pull this back to about there and do it from there. In fact, I think that is now my better option. So, pulling it back out as far as... Oh no. Do not worry, I will fix this. There you go, you can continue. Keep going. Do not worry. What? Standard tracks without buffers. I did not even know that was a thing. That moss... I'm not going to get distracted by that. Not yet anyway. Go back to the 40 mph track, please. And there we go. That is now 40. Now, will this join onto that? Nice and smoothly. The answer is yes, with a lovely solid embankment on this side, or something that I could actually put a wall against. Excellent. Now, what will you do? Will you increase to give me the right size? No, you will not, and there is an autosave which I need to be extremely careful about when dealing with this sort of mess. So, we have a junction for freight. We also have a junction that we could run passengers along should the need arise, which it could. We could run from Maryport to Croydon and back, or loop it around, just do a Maryport just like I've done on the other side of the map. I could do the same thing here. Okay, what I want to do is I want to rebuild this bit. So from here to here I want to rebuild. Now, what do you give me? You give me this really wide bridge. But if I were to create a second, will you make that bridge smaller for me? Yes. Yes, it does. At that point right there. But then it becomes too small. So what if I do this and then run it across? There. There. I think that is a better option. Okay. And then all I need to do is try and connect this back up here and deal with the mess that has... well, the mess that becomes this bridge. Unfortunately, I think this is just how these bits stick together. It is a shame, but I think this is just going to have to be a thing, which is unfortunate. What I will say is that why does this look worse than this? Also, that curve is so much smoother. That is a really smooth curve, whilst this is not quite as smooth. I haven't done the other bit of this. Now, you may be wondering, why on earth have I stuck this at, why on earth have I stuck this at only 40 miles per hour? Why did that build anyway disappear? There we go. Truth is, I am just dealing with it as we go along. And I will increase the speed as the need arises. How far back do you want me to push this? A 40 mile per hour track to go through all of this is probably smart. A 40 mile per hour bend, probably the smart thing to do. And then increase the speed along here. I wonder if I ran this at a higher speed, like 50, would that work? I will have to see. How sharp is this bend? Pretty sharp, looking at it. So let's improve that just a little, shall we? That is much better, and I think 50 miles per hour also works much better for this. There we go. And then I suppose I need to increase to 50 after the curve. Yes. So this area becomes 50. That area all remains 40. And then we'll go up to whatever speeds anything else needs to be. Oh, it's these. I have to try and keep these as similar as possible so I can actually see what is what. Oh, is this going to break this now? So I know it is up to there. And then I suppose this whole turn is 40. Now, I could again start increasing speed to 50 here. Probably not the best of ideas. So I'll have to have a look at that. That isn't. Yes, that is okay. I wanted to make sure that that did not have a slowdown to 40, as you will be accelerating to 80 there. Okay. So that is that section done. Once again, we have this issue. So I need to try to fix that. There we go. Oh, now that has messed that entire section up. Okay. Now I need a really small. Oh no. No. Up here, please. No. Up here, please. There we go. So this bit is okay. That bit is Okay. This bit is a bit broken. This bit is very broken. How do I deal with this now? I'm going to have to find a way to deal with that. Let's have a look at any sort of wall that we might be able to put. Platform assets, low bridge assets, no. Retaining walls. Oh, see, look how nice these look. I could just pop a retaining wall in. Wait a minute. I've just realised what this is giving me. This is giving me the option to... Hang on. Sorry, I need to go check this somewhere else on the map. Because I've just realised what this option has just given me. Yes, it has. Okay. The question is how do I make this look right? Separated tunnels, left wall end. I mean, this literally is giving me a bunch of things that I would want to use. Never mind. This could work. Where am I looking? Down the markets? No, here we go. Just here. Here's some brick. Scale. Decimals, no. Where did you go? There it is. Oh, that looks terrible. That is more like it. See, I could just tuck these inside and under here. Or fill it up like this. Y offsets, no, rotation. There we go. It's not the X rotation. It is... Do we not have a Y rotation? It's not a Y rotation either. It's not a Z rotation. Wait a minute, what is it then? I know what I want to do. It's just a matter of finding retaining wall collision off. I don't think this retaining wall works for me. I've got too many retaining walls. I need to get rid of some. Got a whole bunch of things here. Oh look. Field decoration. What? Sorry, I'm now being distracted. Retaining wall. Hang on. Again, being distracted, I need to go check this out somewhere else. Here. Yes. This is about to help me. This is about to help me massively. Was it 4 meters? No. How far is it? 5 meters? .3 5.2. That's too tall. Okay. Will this work? So this is a completely different thing to what I was doing before. But it does fix the issue that I've been complaining about. And therefore, I need to put it in. That doesn't completely fix that issue. I need to look more into that one. Actually, it causes more issues here. Yes, it caused more issues there. I'll deal with that a little bit later. But this side is sort of fixed. I'll also come back to that. Okay, back to what I was doing. I think this could work. This could definitely work. Yes, I think this could definitely work. Obviously there was an 80 sign here, a 50 here, this is 40 up here. This is all fine, this sort of works, this works, and then I guess what I'm going to have to do is add more signalling along this area. I think that is what I need to do. So having more signals there, having signalling down here, naturally going to need signalling down here. I could have a long enough train slot in there that I could have a signal on the partial uphill. That could be interesting. Up here, I could have a signal up here. Guess I could have a signal there too. Certainly requires signals here. I'm actually going to put them there. And oh, in the reverse direction, where do I want them? Once you're up on the track, sure. I've seen signals up on bridges before. Plenty of them. So, right there. That goes in there. That is okay. We have an extra signal there. We are going to need extra signalling along this track. I'm just not sure if this is going to be... So how long are these trains? Hold on. 50 meters. These are 50 meters. A 200 meter train would come up to there. That would be a signal block and another signal. It's just going through signal blocks at this point. We could run trains pretty tightly through this. This area is going to need additional signalling if we're going to be running freight trains through here. Put the signalling like that. There we go. That and that. And then an additional set of signals just here. It's almost like I'm putting traffic lights at a road rail junction. There we go. And then this bit is done. I should probably have a signal right. Okay, well the signal cannot go there. Ah, I really did need the signal to be just here, but I cannot do that. I can if I do that. There you go. You cannot miss that signal, surely. Okay, so that is that bit done. And then all of this new stuff is also completed, which I think works. Yes, I think that does work. Go across there. What? That signal is holding that. That signal holds that, and then that is okay. Okay. Just to test this, new line. From here to Maryport. Does it work? Let's see. It seems to be happy all the way along here. seems to be okay through here. I could get it to pass by this particular signal on the way there, just to keep it out of the way of the traffic a little. On the way back, I have no real option. That is okay. I will deal with that. And then, yes, this is a little busy. Comes all the way along here, peels off here, stays on the correct side, goes down here, into here, and then it is pulling into this platform right here. Excellent. What I could do is... No, I think that is going to have to be the best. I need to make more platforms. I think I'm going to have to try and open up another 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms on this. And then start pushing these ones further along. Yes, I think this is something that needs to be done. This actually looks like a reasonable screenshot though. Of trains. I seem to catch a lot of trains in this area, which sort of makes sense. Although, that being said, the real screenshot, or the thumbnail, is going to have to be somewhere along these lines. Yes. The thumbnail has to be somewhere here. There we go. Now it isn't, again, it is not perfect, but I think it is close enough that I could work with this. That is the key point. So I am going to end this video here. If you're wondering why I'm not taking the screenshots, I'm hoping for a train to come past at some point. There probably will not be one, but there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think, any suggestions you might have. I may end up demolishing all this and rebuilding it once again. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below for that, as are links to my social media and Discord. That is all from me. There is a train coming. Not quite the train I was expecting, but there is a train coming. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I guess I'm going to try to get this... I guess I'll try to get this actually running now that there is a track here. Maybe I can get it running. In fact, there is something coming next week, hopefully. I've just seen the speed sign. Going to get rid of that and replace it with a more, I would say, period appropriate, but it isn't quite because I'm still some years out, so maybe I'll just go forward a little bit in time and do a slightly closer to period appropriate speed sign. So there we go. Make sure you stay tuned for that in the next video, and I shall see you then.